Shalom, 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 shalom. Before we even get started in this listen, first and foremost, want to start by giving all praises and glory to Yahawah bahasham, Yahawashi Rakah Kadash. Secondly, want to give double honors to the Elders Apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and worthy of double honors. And third and last, want to give salutation to all the Akim, that's all the hopeful elect, that pushing forth this word and this truth and righteousness and sincerity throughout the four corners. Shalom, shalom, shalom. My brother Hakah of GMS South Carolina Midlands branch back with another listen here. And this video right here, man, I just, was checking this story out, as y'all can see. And also, let me say as well, too, with Esau, dealing with Esau, the devil himself, you know what I'm saying? This right here, man, is fair use, man. All right, it's fair use. All right, you gotta go and put it out there for damn Esau. But nevertheless, this right here is, as y'all can see, this news coverage in Cincinnati is Fox 19 now. They was covering the story of this Hampton County deputy killed by father of teen fatally shot by officer. Now the Israelite father and his son, all right, this Israelite father pretty much was retaliating against the Hampton County police force because, he took out a deputy, all right, with his car at the end of the day because, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was no more than a day or two, his son was unalive by the police, man, all right? And, this story was covered, it's covering through the news now, as y'all can see, top stories, Cincinnati police fatally unalive 18-year-old Israelite. His name, the Jake that got deceased, his name was Ryan Hinton, 18 years old. So, and then also it was reported Jake bring a lot of this shit on their damn selves too, man, because also in the information, while I was checking out and reading, about this story, Ryan Hinton, the 18-year-old that was unalive by Cincinnati police, what the cause of them running behind his ass or whatnot, going on a speed chase. This nigga was in a goddamn stolen vehicle, man. He was in a stolen damn fucking vehicle at the end of the day, But nevertheless, man, they say he was armed and everything of that nature, but we see Esau armed and have his gun pointed out to, to the cops, and these cops sit up there and they try to talk and try to talk or rationalize the Edomite to put the fucking gun down. Esau, he's not quick to shoot his own or shoot the other heathen nation. But when it comes to Israel, Esau ain't asking no damn question when it comes to Jake, man. He gonna put Jake down. Jake ain't gotta have no weapons and they'll motherfucking get put down at the end of the day. But, when we check out this news clip, this father, he got vengeance for his son, man. All right, this Israelite father, man, taking out the police. So, these stories you don't hear very often, but now you start to hear more and more of these stories. Like, we getting that much more closer, to the end, man. And, a couple of scriptures come in mind, as I was speaking. But nevertheless, we going to bring them out in this listen here. But we going to go ahead, play this whole 2-minute, 56-second clip of this coverage, of this Jake, getting vengeance, for his son, man. All right. Now, here we go.
Recently retired sheriff's deputy is dead after police say a driver intentionally hit him. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Trisha Mackey.
And I'm Rob Williams. Cincinnati police say the driver is the father of an 18-year-old who was shot and killed by police yesterday.
We have been following this story all day, and we have team coverage tonight.
Allie Hennard is at UC Medical Center.
Brady Williams attended a procession for the deputy.
But first, let's send it over to Allie with more on how this all unfolded.
Well, Rob, Trisha, that's right. So the deputy lost his life to those injuries here at UC Medical Center earlier today. Now, we do know, according to Cincinnati Police Chief Teresa Thigi, the driver of the vehicle that hit and killed the deputy was the father of the man killed in an officer-involved shooting yesterday. Now, police say that he's been arrested for aggravated murder.
Driver of today's vehicle that struck a deputy has a family relationship with the 18-year-old that we shot yesterday.
Cincinnati police say the father of the 18-year-old who was shot and killed by Cincinnati police on Thursday was driving the car that hit and killed a deputy Friday afternoon. Ronnie Hinton Jr. is now charged with aggravated murder for the deputy's death.
medical. Send medical. We need this shut down right now. Officer down, officer down.
Cincinnati police say the deputy was directing traffic ahead of UC's graduation ceremony when he was struck by a vehicle entering the intersection. It happened around 1 p.m. at the intersection of Martin Luther King Drive and Burnett Woods Drive near UC's campus.
I think what is significant for people to know about this accident is the officer was just out doing his job, directing traffic up near the University of Cincinnati for what was supposed to be a glorious day for many.
After 2 critical incidents in 2 days, Chief Fiji made a plea to the public.
Let the processes play out. Let the investigations play out. Keep calm, take care of one another, and I can assure you, as the Chief of Police for Cincinnati, I will ensure you transparency and a thorough and accurate investigation.
The deputy had recently retired from the department in December. Well, investigators said that this afternoon that he is in critical condition but is alive. Again, he has been charged, or rather arrested, for aggravated murder of hitting and killing that deputy. It is not clear when he will be in court, but again, this is a developing story. We will continue.
Yeah, man, all this judgment of Yahawashi ultimately at the end of the day, man. You know what I'm saying? And you got this goddamn Edomite, goddamn police chief, a damn woman that evolved. But anyway, that just show you the, you know what I'm saying, how degenerate this damn society is of fucking Esau. And you know, the Edomite cop, hey, the Edomite chief of police, yeah, you have to let the due process play out. See, Jake done seen this due process play out, and it ain't play out in our goddamn favor at the end of the damn day. All right, like I said, ultimately it's all judgment of Yahawah. That damn Jake that was in the stolen car, you know, like I said, he was going off because the scripture tell you, thou shalt not steal, and he's a Hebrew Israelite. All right, we still up under these curses, so the laws are still in full effect. So Yahawah brought judgment upon that blockhead fucking Jake that got unalive, but nevertheless, Esau, you know what I'm saying, he shed the blood of our people, you know, when they're in the wrong, or if they're not in the wrong at the end of the doggone day. And he shows hypocrisy, you know, like I said earlier, when it comes to other nations, all right, and how he deal with other nations along with himself compared to how he deal with Jake. When he deal with Jake, he dealing with fucking full force, you know what I'm saying, showing no damn mercy to the young or the old, and all of it go to the pursue back to the curses at the end of the day. Now, you know what I'm saying, you have Jake, you know, through the spirit, because, you know, Jake, that damn old ass goddamn lion or whatnot, and Yahawashi gonna stir that lion up, because you don't hear Jake taking retaliation back out on Esau, man. You know what I'm saying? It really don't be that many stories. Jake just be fucking victims of Edom, you know. But now Jake, you know, trying to get that get back, and like I say, that's this end time prophecy, because Yahawashi gonna allow, before he take out 2/3, he gonna allow, you know what I'm saying, these 2/3 get busy on these fucking heathen nations, man. And we gonna, like I said, we gonna get it, you know, we'll get it in the scriptures. Matter of fact, let me get 2nd Esdras, man, 8, you know what I'm saying, and 50, man. 2nd Esdras 8 and 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in a latter time shall dwell in the world. And that Israelite father, man, you know what I'm saying, of the Jake, the 18-year-old Jake that was deceased, his father, you know what I'm saying, you better believe that was fucking misery to him. And you know what I'm saying, his loved ones, man, you know what I'm saying, when they got the news that their son was unalive by the hands of the Cincinnati police, and in the state of Cincinnati, they are very, very well known and have a reputation, a great reputation of gunning down fucking Jake, man. You know what I'm saying? So many damn stories in Cincinnati where you had Jake that was getting unalive by the hands of the police, and Jake was fucking handcuffed. And all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, you know, Jake just shot himself in the back of the head. He done got the gun from the police. Keep in mind, his hands is cuffed right behind his damn back or whatnot. He handcuffed, but yeah, he can get the police. He can fight and get the gun from the police, and then miraculously shoot himself in the back of the head. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? We know what's going on. We know what I'm saying, at the end of the damn day. And that ain't just Cincinnati. That's throughout, you know, wherever Jake is at, you know what I'm saying, in the world, man. All right? We know how Jake get dealt with. But anyway, it says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. So when that Jake lost his son, that was great misery. That was great motherfucking pain, man. That was great mourning. Whether his son was in the right or whether his son was in the damn wrong, nevertheless, that still was great mourning for that father losing his son at the end of the day or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You know, it says because they have walked in great pride. 'Cause like I said, Esau, you know, that was an Edomite. He would have been talking, that Edomite, you know, he would have been talking to him rationally, trying to get him to, you know what I'm saying, try to plead with him to put the fucking gun down. They first instance wouldn't be shoot first and ask questions last. But when it comes to the Hebrew Israelites, shoot first and then we're gonna ask questions last or whatnot. We'll deal with the consequences of that. Just gun Jake down. You know what I'm saying? You know, all right, end of the day. And like I said, all that do to the curses at the end of the day. And see, that's another thing to make our people flip, because our people know that history, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them don't know that it goes back to the curses, going back in Deuteronomy 20th chapter 15 verse on down to 68, that, you know, Jake ain't returning back to Yahawashi, we God's chosen people, which are the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, to you so-called Hispanics. We are of the tribes of Israel, and we still up on these curses today. So when Jake is going off, hey, Yahawashi is bringing what? That swift judgment, because he got his prophets out there be times early. So it's no escape for Jake to be ignorant of their true power, which is Yahawashi and who they are, which we the Hebrew Israelites, and the benefits and the responsibility and also the accountability that comes along with being God's chosen people. We're different from all the nations on this planet, in this world. So we're supposed to separate ourselves. That's why we're a holy people, you know, of Yahawashi, but only the elect on this side is going to return back, man. All right, so we ain't seeing nothing but judgment, all right, of Yahawashi been handed down, and the latest judgment, seeing, you know what I'm saying, this Jake father seeing his 18-year-old son get unalive, and his father with that rage, all right, you know what I'm saying, he took it out on Esau, man, you know what I'm saying, you know, on a deputy, all right, you know what I'm saying, and took him out, you know what I'm saying, with his car, with his vehicle. And you don't really see too many stories of that, man, with Jake getting that get back, especially at the police, man. You know what I'm saying? Jake, you know what I'm saying, that had that spirit of fear when it come to Esau, man. We come to their own people, they tough guys. But now we're seeing, man, you know, Yahawashi, you know what I'm saying, shifting, you know what I'm saying, and where Jake ain't looking at themselves as enemies, but they looking at these other heathen nations as enemies for, you know what I'm saying, for once, man. All right, but like I said, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times, which we are living in now, shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. All right. You know, now, so that was great misery, for, like I said, for that Jake father. But like I said, going back, you know, to the curses, man. You know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 28. All right. I'll start at verse 15. All right. You know what I'm saying? To get some context behind it. Then we're going to jump down to verse 34. Now, this right here, Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord, Yahawashi thy God, thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And all of Israel, of course, we went off. We up under these curses today, but we coming at a time where these curses is going to be lifted up off of Israel, and that's starting with the elect once we get beamed up in those chariots, man. All right? You know, the elect going to get beamed up in those chariots, going to get delivered from that second death, man, coming courtesy of World War III. You know what I'm saying? And coming in the near future, the destruction of Babylon, man, which is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. You know what I'm saying? World War III, 200 million warheads, which is going to hit his mark over here in Babylon. All right. And, you know what I'm saying, the elect going to get delivered, you know what I'm saying, for that catastrophe, man, from that second death. All right. And also, Yahawashi going to be beaming down that concentrated fire as well, too, man. All right. You know, so, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, once the elect get beamed up in those chariots, hey, man, get those new bodies. You know what I'm saying? You know, and shed these old bodies, because these old corruptible bodies ain't going to make it on the chariots, because they're corruptible. They're of the world. They're wicked. All right? You know what I'm saying? But Yahawashi got those super terrestrial, those bodies waiting for us, man. All right? In which the laws be written out in part, and we're not going to go off anymore. All right? In the kingdom. All right? Going back to Jeremiah 31 and 31. You know what I'm saying? That's fulfillment of the new covenant, where the laws be written out in part, and no fellow Hebrew Israelite have to tell another Hebrew Israelite about Yahawashi. From the least to the greatest, all Israel will know Yahawashi in that day, and that's talking about the kingdom, man. All right, you know, but as of right now, 80 curses still upon us, man, until then. Okay, all right, and then overtaking us, and that's why we go back into the scriptures and we show who Israel is, because these curses still in full effect, and it'll show who Israel is today. Because like going back to Deuteronomy 28, we're gonna get verse 34, man. But let me read. I think it's verse 46 here. The point that I was making, all right, that these curses are going to be upon us and upon our seed. That's how you're going to know who Israel is today, according to prophecy, according to the scriptures. Deuteronomy 28 and 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Now, that forever means eternity? No, it just means a duration of time. Don't mean eternity, because Isaiah 45 and 17 tells you clearly that, you know what I'm saying, the kingdom of Israel, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me I'm gonna get back to Deuteronomy 20 and 46, man. I'm finna make my point. Let me get Isaiah 45 and 17 here. You know what I'm saying? Why it's clear on my mind here to show you that the curse ain't gonna be on us freaking forever, man. That just means a duration of time, okay? All right, Isaiah 45 and 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord, Yahawah with an everlasting salvation. Now, that everlasting means forever, for eternity. Okay, so there's a cut right there to show you that the curse ain't gonna be on us forever, man. All right, it's a period of time, the way, and we in that time where Yahawah is going to raise Israel back up and bring Esau punk ass down, man. And we come into that time, the second Elders 6 and 9. Esau, the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. All right. It says, ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end, man. Okay. All right. So that world is talking about what? The world of Israel, man. Showing you nations of worlds as well, too. All right. And it says world without end, man. So that's future prophecy, man. That's going to take place. So our kingdom ain't going to have no ending to it at the end of the day. All right. Just making that point when we was reading Deuteronomy 28 and 46. That when you see upon thy seed forever, for these curses ain't gonna be on us freaking forever. That forever just means a duration of time, man. All right, you know, that's how you know who Israel is today, according to prophecy, due to the curses. But the curses ain't gonna be on us forever. Now, the scripture that I was gonna get, going back to Deuteronomy 28 and 34, pursuing back to that Jake. You know what I'm saying? That had a loss of his son. All right, and he retaliated, got vengeance and got revenge on the death of his son. All right, is all due to the curses. All right, in verse 34 right here, it says, Deuteronomy 20 and 34, it says, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. So he was mad when he seen the coverage and seen how they was handling his son case at the end of the day, about to dismiss it already. Nobody was going to be hold liable, you know what I'm saying, responsible for the death of his son, because, you know, his father, you know, and his family probably were thinking that they could have been precautions. You know what I'm saying? It could have been steps of different measures that were taking place, you know what I'm saying, with instead of them just going to, you know what I'm saying, excessive force and just shooting and gunning down their son. Now, like I said, that Jake, the 18-year-old, Ryan Hinton, which is his name, the 18-year-old that's deceased, now he brought it all upon himself. Nobody's going to sit there, and I ain't vindicating him for his damn actions. I'm damn sure ain't justifying him for his wickedness, because you don't supposed to be stealing no fucking car. You don't supposed to be stealing, period. You know, vehicles or whatever. You don't supposed to be fucking stealing, man. At the end of the day, man, they're going against the laws of Yahawashi, man. All right. So, you know, that Jake, he had what he had coming to him at the end of the day. All right. But by no means, you know what I'm saying, Esau, he's not acquitted. He's not innocent at the end of the day, neither. All right. You know, Yahawashi gonna bring judgment upon his ass, too. But in this case, the father, he was mad at what he seen. All right. You know what I'm saying? You know, going back, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. And what happened, man? All right. He took that goddamn fucking Edomite, you know what I'm saying, that deputy out, man, at the end of the day or whatnot, man. All right. Now, whether that was the same deputy that unalived his son, that, you know what I'm saying, I don't know. All right. But nevertheless, I guess they all on the same team any damn way, so it really didn't matter to him. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, they was all part of that department up there in Cincinnati. So, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know, whatever badge he seen, that what he was taking out. And that's all through the spirit of Yahawashi, going back to because Most High gonna kick this thing off, man. All right. That, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing the will of Yahawashi. Such thing as no free will. Everybody's doing the will of Yahawashi. Proverbs 20:24. Man's goings are of the Lord, Yahawashi. How can a man then understand his own way? All right. So everything's the will of Yahawashi. The Most High put the spirit on that man to go out there and take vengeance, because the scriptures go into Ecclesiastes 39. All right. Also in Apocrypha, all right, known as Sirach 39 and 28. All right, because he was one of those, that father was a spirit created for vengeance for Yahawashi, man, to do what Yahawashi pleased at the end of the day. So that pleased Yahawashi, all right, to use that Jake father, all right, to get vengeance for his son, man. All right. It says, Ecclesiastes 39 and 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore scrolls. in the time of destructions, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them, which is Yahawah Bashem Yahawah. So that appeased Yahawah Bashem Yahawah for that Jake to go out there and put that work in, man. All right. So the Most High created that spirit of vengeance, man. The Most High, you know what I'm saying, waking up that old lion of Judah, man, which is all of that Bible prophecy. You go back, Genesis 49:9, because Esau been having a foot up Jake ass for the longest, man. You start to see Jake wake up a little bit during the 1992 LA riots, all right? And then, you know what I'm saying, they're going up against the police. You know, we're really going back in the 60s, you know, and then that slowed down. Then back 1992 up there, the LA riots. And then, you know what I'm saying, when Jake was fucking up them damn Edomites and shit, because those damn police got acquitted for fucking up Rodney King, you know what I'm saying? And they had video footage, you know, clearly showing they beating the shit out of and stumping the shit out of Rodney King's simple ass or whatnot. And all of them still got off, man, you know? So Jake wild the fuck out, man. All right. You know what I'm saying? That old lion, Yahawah Shemashah stirring up that old lion, but the Most High put the old lion back to sleep. But this time the Most High stirred up that old lion gonna go back to fucking sleep, man. Like I said, it's part of the this future prophecy, man, that we're seeing. Now we're seeing isolated situations, but it's gonna be it's gonna be major in a big way, man. We're seeing Jake. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, how Jake be fucking Jake up. You know what I'm saying? Quick, fast, and hurry. Hey, Yahawah Shemashah gonna put the spirit on Jake to, you know, that same type of spirit, man, be going after these heathen nations, man. That's time we coming in, man. Genesis 49, verse 9, it says Judah, all right, which so-called Negroes, okay? All right, which tribe of Judah. It says Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, my son. Thou art going up. He stooped down. He couch as a lion and as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? Which is Yahawah Bashem Yahawah. We read Ecclesiastes 39:28, all right, you know. We read Proverbs 20 and 24, man's goings of the Lord, Yahawah Bashem Yahawah, all right, you know. So Yahawah Bashem Yahawah is going to stir Jake's spirit up, man. The wild out, that old lock song, man, wild out. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to end with this right here, man. We're going to end with this right here. Because like I said, talking about future prophecy, man, 2nd Esdras 15 cover that, man, all right. You know, these end times, how you people going to be wilding the hell out, man. All right, because Esau got that pressure from above and pressure from below at the end of the day, man. Ultimately, going to be Yahawah Bashem Yahawah, man. All right, disturbing you niggas' accountability, man. Now, this right here is 2nd Esdras 15, and we're going to read verse 16, man. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Yeah, sedition, man. When you damn niggas going to be rising up, all right, against your government, man, against the people of authority, man, all right, in which we be seeing, all right, like that Jake, you know what I'm saying, that ran down on that police, man. You know what I'm saying? Unallowed that police by using his vehicle as a fucking killing instrument. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, you know what I'm saying? That was a police officer. That police officer, you know, has authority. You know what I'm saying? Over the citizens. You know what I'm saying? You know, of Babylon at the end of the day or whatnot, man. Okay, so that man didn't respect that badge at the end of the day, man. All right, he didn't respect his authority, man. He unalived his ass, man. All right, you know, and you're gonna be seeing more and more of that, man. All right, more signs of that. All right, more events of that, man, as we approach, you know what I'm saying, the latter end of this damn place, Babylon, man. Okay, this is Jacob's trouble, this our temptation. It says, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. So they ain't gonna regard them. They don't give a fuck about their authority, man. They don't give a fuck about the consequences, you know what I'm saying, you know, all right, of their actions in that day and that time, man. Like right now, people ain't wilding out or going off as a whole because of the consequences that gonna come along with it. Your freedom or even your life can be taken away from you. You know what I'm saying? You know, depending on your actions, man. All right, you know. So people will be more caution, man. You know what I'm saying? To stay in line and not to cross that line. But then when, you know what I'm saying, like I say, when they don't have nothing to lose, all right, you know what I'm saying, you know, and when people gonna snap, all right, you know what I'm saying, that day and that time, you know what I'm saying, you know, hey, man, they gonna wild the hell out. They're not gonna give a damn about no government officials. They ain't gonna care about, their actions gonna be in their own hands in that day and that time, man. All right. It says, their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, man. So, you know, ain't gonna be no freeze, and you freeze, and you know what I'm saying, you comply with the police and that day. They ain't gonna be complying worth the shit, man. You gonna be goddamn gunning their ass down or whatnot, man. All right. And that damn, like what this damn Jake ran one over, all right, you know, and unalive him. But nevertheless, man, all that judgment of Yahawah Bashem Yahawah and what we're seeing is gonna get even worse, man. And we happy about it. We happy about it over here, the elect, because this Bible prophecy, it all have to take place, man. right before the coming of our Lord Yahawashi through the power of Yahawah, all these things must come to play, man. All right, and we in that time, we in beautiful times, man. End time prophets. Yahawashi about to do great works, man, as we never seen before, and we're excited about that, man. But nevertheless, man, pray and I hope that this listen was edifying to the body of the hopeful elect. And with that, I want to say shalom, shalom to the hopeful elect, shalom.